So apparently it just does not end. Apparently there's been more reportings of Wuthering Waves and also some other games in the community which people have had enough of. Now this is posted over on WuWa Unfiltered, pretty much giving us a breakdown of all of the kind of gacha games that have been reported and people have been very mad about recently. As you can see here, people say EOS announced this is for a separate game, and obviously they go through a ton of other games as well, including obviously people saying incels are celebrating Nocturne's EOS, so I did a little something as a payback. Obviously this is someone reporting Wuthering Waves for abusive content, which obviously is just a completely false kind of claim. They say this content is inappropriate for children. They say this is rated as a 12+, but the game has nudity of multiple female characters, which just isn't true. We know that there is no nudity in Wuthering Waves. That is completely wrong. Yes, you know, obviously there is a bit of skin showing on some of the characters, right? But that is not nudity. There is two complete different things whenever it comes to that. So again, obviously some people are falsely reporting Wuthering Waves and other games for this kind of stuff. You're saying, lol, I love how this isn't even correct or spiteful. You're reporting a genuine violation and all their players are going to take offense to saying this. That I encourage you to do the same. So damn, right on time with the WuWa live stream 2.7, so please help with reporting. So it seems like there are groups as well dedicated to reporting the game as soon as, you know, 2.7. This isn't some old incident of this happening. This is something that has been going on. So yeah, obviously as you can see here, it's been pretty crazy because they say Nocturne Before Dawn, a brother love adult game orientated, has announced his EOS statement. So yeah, that was it, EOSing there. And then they say OP from another community is mad that incels are celebrating its EOS, and they say OP from another community reports to Apple that WuWa is rated 12, and obviously that's the one that we saw. And then they say that they also have plans to target other games as Azur Lane, since Azur Lane is well known for having a lot of lolly, so you can call the pedozure lane, which is pretty interesting. Obviously as well, they are looking at reporting Love and Deepspace as well. If you don't know, Love and Deepspace came out with a pretty crazy update lately. Let's just say devs listened for a lot of the Love and Deepspace fans out there, which is great for them, by the way. Obviously, they said report this too when you're at it, so it looks like they're going to try and report that game as well. I'm not sure what age rating it is, but to be fair, like if they are doing stuff like this, it might need to be a little bit higher. I don't really know, but again, obviously I'm not sure what the original age rating is. But they say, why target it when I can report Azur Lane instead? Which obviously, yeah, a lot of people are not happy with Azur Lane either, which I can understand. Azur Lane has a lot of weird designs in there, but also at the same time, I think they kind of like 50-50 it with, in terms of like, they have some like really insane designs as well, which are nothing like, you know, some of the ones that they're talking about. It's probably not even 50-50 to be fair. I've played the game. It's probably more like 70-30, 80-20 to be honest. But again, obviously a lot of people are not very happy about that either. People say incels are not only the most insufferable kind of people, but also the dumbest. Why celebrate the EOS of a game that only not changes their life in the slightest, but also keeps the audience they hate away from them? I would hate to see their Guna games going EOS and see the waves of them invading games I like, demanding more goon slop, more than they already do. Also, that's not even about revenge, it's the truth. Let's keep up the good work. They say they throw multiple slurs at people in their own communities, and now they want to invade BL gaming spaces. I'm not tolerant as the girls and the gays who stuck with Wuthering Waves to this day. We should collectively gather and report on their Guna games, not silencing them sooner and letting their degeneracy spread is a mistake. So yeah, obviously it seems like, you know, they're pretty mad at incels. Again, I'm not sure if they mean incels or if they just mean men. I'm pretty sure they just mean men there, but they want to use incels as obviously the furthest kind of extreme thing that they can think of, which I think is pretty crazy. Obviously they say OP is encouraging others in the community to report Wuthering Waves. That this post has gained a lot of upvotes, currently at 87. I mean, 87 isn't a lot. This is not a lot of upvotes, I'm going to be honest. It's really not that big of a deal. But again, I do think it is pretty interesting though, because again, it seems like there is some kind of hatred towards Wuthering Waves for whatever reason that may be. Again, you know, there's been some people celebrating it apparently, but I'm not really sure about the history of this game. So, you know, if people want to celebrate it, sure, but like, it doesn't really matter. I don't think it really, you know, provides a reason to report Wuthering Waves. They said, I mean, I'm pretty sure Wuthering Waves has been through this whole song and dance before with CN peeps reporting them. And yes, this does go back to the whole cartethyia situation where people were reporting this pretty crazily, and then WuWa had to make some changes. But again, I don't think this is going to be on the scale of that. I think obviously, as they said, it only had 87 upvotes. That's not going to be enough to mass report the game or whatever to change something. So again, nothing is really going to happen to Wuthering Waves. I think that is important to kind of mention here, because again, you know, it is just a bunch of kind of Reddit schizos that, you know, obviously hate the fact that their game has EOSed, but also, you know, directing that hate towards Wuthering Waves and, you know, some other games as well, including Azur, which obviously, you know, they're just doing the same thing that, you know, they're saying that they hate, which I think is pretty crazy. The same bunch of pathetic losers that I don't even know what Noctilucent is. But of course it's our fault, the evil WuWa players' fault again. And again, I didn't even know what Noctilucent was either. Never even heard of it. Don't even know what it looks like. But obviously, yeah, people are pretty, you know, mad about that. But damn, I really don't care. The reporters won't do anything anyways. It's fun how they gloat over what they're doing as if it's actually impactful in any way. I can see them being annoyed by people who gloat over the game. They even love going to EOS. But again, those people are not everyone. Doing stuff like this and acting like everyone who plays the games are incels or whatever is dumb. But then again, these kind of people are driven by emotion, not thought. So what do you expect? Yeah, 100%. This is like one of these things where it's completely driven by emotion. This isn't like, I don't think it's like a planned thing. They have like some massive hatred for Wuthering Waves. I don't think it is that. I think they are just very mad at the fact that their game has EOSed, and then obviously they're just trying to find a target to send a lot of that hatred towards, rather than obviously the developers of their own game or whatever, which I think is pretty interesting. They say throw in Black Beacon to the EOS list and Grey Long Chow. Really, you can make fun of any game that EOS because they aren't Master Love. Of course, there's different reasons for it happening, but it's really funny to see that they are all anti-ML. So what does that mean? They say it's the character that all characters actively or hate the main character, and not just in a story way, but in a weird, in a thinly veiled insult sort of way. Which, yeah, obviously a lot of people talking about that as well. Saying, imagine playing an actual smart and then having the audacity to call someone else an incel, which is quite funny. Said, haha, what a bunch of losers. WuWa and Kuro rented a mansion in the minds of these kind of idiots. Please, WuWa, follow the same path in 3.x. Which, yeah, obviously people are, you know, cheering WuWa on and saying, like, do more, you're making them angry. Which 100%, you know, is true. You know, people saying, what nudity? Yeah, we played the same game as them. Said, I wish we had nudity. Said, haha, yeah, I was celebrating the 16+ change when we had down the cartethyia banner. Which, yeah, I think many WuWa players would want nudity in the game, but obviously that's not going to happen. But yeah, it just shows you that, you know, there are still people out there misreporting the game and still hating on the game just because one of their games got shut down. Again, I think it's absolutely unnecessary. Obviously, I think the people celebrating the EOS, you know, maybe they shouldn't do, but at the same time, I think a lot of this is just emotionally driven kind of hatred towards Wuthering Waves due to the fact that, you know, some fans over there made fun of their game, which I think is pretty interesting. But yeah, that's about what I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code CAST to get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. I definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.